Take out who, honey? Take out who? Because if you know how to make this shrimp fried rice with these sesame chicken wings, you are not going to be knocking down the door to China Wok anymore, because you're going to have it way better at your own home. This meal comes together in less than 45 minutes and it tastes so good. We are going to start by cleaning our chicken wings. Now I have 10 chicken wings here. That's about a pound. They've already been cut into the thighs and the drumettes, and I'm going to just wash them with some lemon and some water really well, because you never know what be creeping on your chicken, what might be creeping on your meat. Okay, I know some folks say you ain't supposed to wash it, but I don't know. I done got some wings and feel a little grit before. Okay, that got to go. All right, so I'm going to wash them, and then I'm going to dry them with a paper towel, and we're going to start seasoning them real simple. I'm going to use a little bit of avocado oil, as well as a 1/4 of a teaspoon of white pepper. You can also use black pepper. They're pretty similar. And I'm also going to put a 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 of a teaspoon of chicken bouillon, and just an 1/8 of a teaspoon of a little accent, aka MSG. I love it on food, especially if I'm going to do a little Chinese seasoning. I'm going to mix these up. Because we're going to put it in a sauce, it doesn't need to have a complicated seasoning. Now, to make this quick, I'm using my air fryer. I'm going to cook it at 380 degrees for 10 minutes at first. If you're doing this in the oven, you can also cook it at 380, but I think it's going to take you about 40 minutes to get it right. After 10 minutes, I'm going to shake it to flip my wings, and I'm going to cook it for 10 additional minutes or until it's the color of my liking. While this is cooking, you're going to go ahead and do your veggie prep. This is how you're able to cook quickly. You have multiple things going at one time. So I'm going to go ahead and peel my carrot, and I'm going to chop this into a relatively small dice by cutting it in half and then slicing it into quarters. Then I'm going to slice it 3 times, and then I'm going to cut it into my dice. Now, if you have a frozen veggie mix that has carrots and corn and green beans, then feel free to use that. But look, whenever I do a fried rice, I just use up what is in my fridge, because we are not trying to have food waste. I have about 5 spring onions, and I'm going to just chop those, separating the whites from the green part, because we'll use them separately. I must, baby, have my fried rice with some egg. I don't understand people who don't like egg in the fried rice, okay? I'm going to whisk this up with my tiny chicken whisk, okay? Isn't it cute? And then I'm going to set this to the side. Now, since this is shrimp fried rice, I have 1 pound of shrimp. This is going to give you a good amount of shrimp in every bite. I'm just using a 1/4 a teaspoon of Old Bay, a 1/2 a teaspoon of white pepper, a 1/2 a teaspoon of garlic powder, and I just threw on a little tiny bit of Old Bay hot sauce, and that's optional. You're going to need to make this meal in the order in the wok that I'm showing you, so pay close attention. The first thing you need to do is heat some avocado oil in your wok and then cook the shrimp. That's not going to take any more than about 2 minutes, depending on the size of your shrimp. Then you're going to take them out and you're going to clean your wok. Because I don't want the Old Bay flavor mixed in with the wings and everything else, I am going to cook the shrimp first, so that I don't have to clean the wok again after I do the wings. Okay, so strategies here that's going to save you time in the kitchen. Now I'm going to go ahead and prepare the wings, the sauce for the wings, that is. So I put 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, just a little dab of avocado oil to keep everything from burning, a teaspoon of rice vinegar, but you could also use apple cider if you don't have rice vinegar, a tablespoon of ketchup, and I'm going to use a tablespoon and a half of honey. If you don't have honey, then feel free to just use brown sugar. You can adjust the sweetness of the sauce to your liking. I know a lot of people like their sesame chicken very sweet, but mine isn't quite as sweet as maybe some other recipes. I have a teaspoon and a half of minced garlic, as well as a teaspoon of this Maggi seasoning. Now this has a great flavor. If you've never used this Maggi seasoning, give it a try, because it just has a little bit more of an umami taste than soy sauce. So I really enjoy it. Now I know some of y'all are like, where the sesame at, girl? Okay, I got your sesame. I got your sesame for your sesame chicken. I'm gonna put on the sesame oil at the end because I don't want it to burn, and some green onions. I just tossed the wings in this sauce until it was well coated, and boom, you have some really good sesame chicken wings. Now, if you want a coating on your wings, just toss your wings in cornstarch before you put them in the air fryer, and that'll give you a little crispy wing. But I didn't want that today, so this was good for me. Now, without cleaning out my wok, I can go ahead and do the fried rice. I'm first going to start with the carrots. I'm going to cook them for about 2 minutes because they are raw. If you don't have raw carrots and you're using the frozen, then feel free to just put them in first with all the frozen veggies and just cook them for about 2 minutes. I'm going to season this with salt, a little bit of white pepper, about 3 cloves of garlic that I've minced, and then I'm going to also add in a half a teaspoon of ginger powder, or you can use fresh ginger. This is some chili oil, some Chinese chili oil from one of my friends. She made it. You can buy this in the store, but this is totally optional. A tablespoon of butter, and then I'm going to cook this for about 1 minute. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am just freestyling the measurements at this point. Y'all know how fried rice is, okay? So I'm putting in a little oil and then my egg. Don't disturb your egg for about 30 seconds and then gently begin to pull in from the sides. This makes it so that you have chunks of egg and you don't have all these tiny little bits of egg all in your fried rice, and it will be super tasty this way. The day before, I cooked 2 cups of dried jasmine rice. I let it cool overnight in the fridge. So this is about 4 cups of cooked rice. And y'all, this rice was so hard. It was solid as a rock. Okay, let me tell you, it was solid. I had to work this rice. But continuing on, one of the secrets to a good fried rice is some oyster sauce, as well as combined with this Maggi seasoning and a little bit of soy sauce. The 3 of these together make an absolutely delicious fried rice. This chili oil just amps up the flavor a bit. A little bit of white pepper. I had some MSG. Okay, I'm telling y'all that's what they do at the takeout places. Okay, if you ain't never did it, try it. I'm telling you, you can tell the difference. Okay, some green onions, and then I'm going to mix those in for a little bit of freshness. Now, if you don't want to add the shrimps to the rice, you could actually stop here and eat them separate, but I wanted to put the shrimps in my rice, and I'm going to put sesame oil on at the end. I've had some people complain, they say sesame oil has a burnt taste, but that's only if you put it in at the very beginning. You need to put it in at the end just for the aroma. And guys, how quick was that for you to have a downright delicious takeout meal at home? Remember, I love you and God loves you. Please subscribe for more recipes, and I'll see you next time in Camira's Kitchen. Goodbye.